Something I realized, um, and I told you already before in a comment, but it really feels like it's an army of two right now. Me and you, JR. It's like an army of two right now. Yes, we have the 8-man unit, but as far as consistent support, you know what I mean? It's just the two of us. As far as, you know, and Mary Magdalene, you've been consistent as well. You know, a few others have as well. But it seems like uh, it's like me and you, Jr. For whatever reason, it's like God keeps us together right now. You know what I mean? On this kind of on trying to be on the same page. You know what I mean? Step by step. You know what I mean? That's what it feels like right now. Because I feel like um, I think God knows you're a lot like me. You understand me, and so that I can tell that, and I could probably understand you as well. You know what I mean? So we're like two soldiers down here. We know what's going on, but I admit I didn't know how to win or like be victorious in all this. I didn't think so. I thought I was just surrounded, you know, no way to win, one man army. But God's showing me like, there's others that know what's going on, you know, survived what I've been surviving, even though we've been outnumbered most of our lives. But it's interesting. It's interesting how God's done things, for sure. Because growing up, I thought it was just me against them. You know what I mean? With no God at all. Not really. But then I realized later on that God was watching it all, and he's, now he's helping me, obviously. But he's like uniting me with other people that know what's going on as well. You know what I mean? So it's making me think, like, maybe we can be victorious. Maybe we can. Maybe it's not hopeless. Maybe not. Maybe God knows what he's doing. Maybe he knows what he's doing. Because I'm not sure. Sometimes. I underestimate. I admit it. I underestimate God. I do. I underestimate him. And I said that to myself today. I've underestimated God in the past. I have. I've underestimated him in the past. And I'm like, even though my situation isn't the best, my health isn't the greatest now, I have to remind myself, and this is a true statement, I've survived worse. I've survived worse than the scenario I'm in right now. I've survived worse. And I got to remind myself of that because it's true. I think God wanted me to know that even though I'm like, man, this sucks, man, things aren't going the way I thought they would, I have to remind myself I've been worse. I've lived in worse situations. I have way worse. And I got to remind myself of that. I survived those way worse situations, So I'm like, even though I'm like, man, things suck, man. I don't know how things are going to work out. I've been in worse situations. I have. And I think God wanted to remind me of that. I've survived way worse situations, way worse. I'm heavily trained. Yep, heavily trained. Stared the enemy in their eyes for decades. Stared them in the eyes. Stared the enemy in the eyes for decades. No joke. I've been in worse positions. So I gotta remind myself of that. Like, even though I want to complain and stuff, I know I've been in worse positions than I am right now. At least I have some support out there. You know what I mean? Instead of me just feeling like I'm alone, in all of it, like I did for a lot of my life, just feeling alone in all this, I actually feel like I'm not alone as I think, So, in all this, I don't think I am. We're an army of two right now, working together. So, like I said, a lot of people have lost faith in me. Even me, kind of. But God still hasn't lost faith. Even still, God hasn't lost faith in me. Even still. I'm not joking. And this is a true statement. Like, anytime I hear that Carry On My Wayward Son song, or, the other day I saw stickers, Carry On My Wayward Son, I swear it's God talking to me every time I hear that song, Carry On My Wayward Son. Because he knows this whole life has been hard as hell for me. I admit it. This whole life for me has been hard as hell. I'm a wayward son the whole way. The whole way I've been a wayward son. I'm like, was that song made for me? Well, to keep me going? I don't know. It definitely feels like an army of two situation. You know what I mean? He's like, it's not hopeless. You have allies out there. It's not hopeless. It's not just you. It's not hopeless. We can do this. We can do this somehow. We can have victory somehow. God has seen it. No matter what anybody says, God has seen the victory. He has seen it already. He's seen the victory. And I can taste it. I can almost taste the victory, almost. Not quite, but almost there. So, what the victory actually looks like, I'm not sure. But God knows what it looks like. What the victory looks like. He does. So. We're going to do this, my friend. A lifelong dream of flipping the table, flipping the coin to the point where we're the victors. We've been dreaming. I know you have. I have been dreaming of this our whole lives. That we are the victors finally in this world. We're finally the victors for real. Not the ones that are oppressed. Not the ones that are controlled. We are the victors, and it will be seen, and then it will be real. It will be known, and God will be proud. It's like, you guys did it. You brought home the victory against all odds. Against all odds. Literally, against all odds our whole lives. Yeah, I mean, the army of two. And about 8 others. About 6 others of you. It's the 8 of us. It's like 8 of us that are consistent on this road. It's like the 8 of us. No joke. People think this is just some YouTube channel. It's not. It never was. That's why this is crazy. It's not just some YouTube channel. God knows. He's letting me use this tool, I'll say, the YouTube thing, to help God coordinate stuff, and you know what I mean. Say what He wants me to say at certain times, But I don't know. But a part of me is like, how can we be victorious in this world? How can we? But somehow God sees a way that we're victorious. That we really are victorious, finally. Finally, They don't run the show anymore, The tables have turned, And if it's just me and you, JR, till the finish line, so be it. So be it. I'm keeping on going. I still have the means. I have the means to keep going, thanks to your help. I still have the means, you know. I'm not completely high and dry. I still have the means to keep going. I do, for a little bit, you know. The just enough provisions. That's what I'll say. Just enough provisions to keep me going. Keep it on going. I get just enough provisions to keep me going. No joke. I don't know how God does it, but somehow He does it. Allows just enough for provisions for me to continue forward. You know what I mean? Just enough to keep going forward. No joke. Until His purpose is fulfilled. He'll keep making provisions happen. You know what I mean? And part of me's like, part of me's like, it's just hopeless for me. This is hopeless. Don't make anybody donate. It's hopeless. Part of me's like that, but God's trying to make me believe otherwise. It's not hopeless. It's okay that they're donating to provide you provisions. It's okay. It's not hopeless like you think. Because a part of me's like, don't care about me, God. I already think it's over for me. Don't help me out. Yeah. But God doesn't think it's over. He doesn't. And neither do you, JR. You don't think it's over either. So I'm like, I gotta keep pushing. I gotta keep pushing. Do what God wants me to do. Keep on trying to do what He wants. If I have enough provisions to do the next step, I'll do the next step. God knows I will. I'll do the next step if I have enough provisions. Which I've been doing. I've been doing that, As long as I have enough to keep going forward, I'll keep going, to the next step God wants. Like moving chess pieces. That's what it is. God's playing chess in a way. God's playing chess in a way. In a way. How He's moving things around. So. He's a master strategist, you know what I mean? Like I said, God's a lot smarter than me. He is. He already knows how to win this whole thing. He's already seen it happen. Like, as far as us being victorious, he's already seen it happen, He knows how to win this thing. The blueprint for God's victory was, I think, because of Jesus. Jesus allows a way to be victorious. When it doesn't seem like there's a way to be victorious, Jesus provides a way because of His suffering. That's what I think. His suffering allows us to have the victory. Because I know I know His suffering has allowed Him to keep me going. It has. It's keep me afloat. His suffering alone. He suffered my life. He did. People think I'm making that up. I'm not. I keep reminding myself, Jesus knows what it's like to be me right now. Right now. He knows how I feel right now. That's how exact Jesus has lived my life. Right now. He knows how I feel. He does. He's been in my shoes right now. No joke. I gotta remember that. I'm not walking this road alone. Literally, I'm not. Even from within, So. Yeah. Somehow, some way, Jesus has walked my entire life. He's lived my entire life somehow. I swear to God. He lived my entire life somehow. He's already foreseen the battle axe in full force already. Jesus has seen the battle axe in full force already before it's even happened. I gotta remind myself of that. Before it's even happened, God has seen how this goes. Yep, He has. He's seen how this goes. Yep, I have full faith in that. He's seen how this goes. He foresaw everything. Even the ugliest of the ugliest of the ugliest periods of time had a purpose. No joke. I gotta remind myself of that. Even the worst times when it seemed like there was no God, even that had a purpose, you know? No joke. Anyways. Hopefully I can pull this off. Hopefully I can pull this off. So far I've been having the provisions. I've been having the backing I have to keep going. I have. No joke. To keep going. So like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this against all odds. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna carry the flag across the finish line. The flag, you know. So, anyways, but God is really getting it into my head. He is that there's another individual out there that is on the same page, on the ground, is on the same page as God right now. And God's kind of trying to get me up to speed. He is. Of what He wants. He's trying to get me up to speed. But anyways, take it one thing at a time. Not get too far ahead of myself. Like I told myself today. Try not to get too far ahead of myself. I want to win this war already. You know, I want to have the victory already. God knows. So I'm trusting God's foresight, His wisdom. Pretty much when I want to charge in, He makes it so I don't charge in. You know, He sees things that I don't see, and then sometimes He wants me to charge in, if that makes sense, to certain scenarios. I don't know. All I know is I've underestimated God in the past. I made that mistake. I've underestimated God in the past. I have. So I have to believe He still knows what He's doing. He can, you know what I mean. I have to believe that because I've underestimated God in the past. I have. Thinking He couldn't do shit when he did shit. I've underestimated. He's shown me. I've underestimated him. Sure. That's a fact. I've underestimated. So I can't make that mistake again of underestimating God. So. Anyway, that's all I'll say. I better get going. I'll talk to you later.